Hello, welcome back. Wherever you are right now, at the end of a long day or somewhere in the middle of it, just take a moment. You don't have to lie down for this one, you don't have to close your eyes. You can if you want to. But this episode, I'd rather you listen to it awake. Just let your shoulders drop a little. Let your jaw unclench. If you're holding your phone too tightly, loosen your grip. That's all. Tonight's story is the hardest one so far. In Maeterlinck's play, there's a scene in a forest. And in that forest, the trees and the animals decide they're going to kill the children. I know, that's not what you expect from a story about a blue bird. But this scene matters because of what happens next. And because if you've ever been on the receiving end of someone else's anger, their disappointment, their resentment, their cold silence, then this scene is already familiar to you. You stood in this forest. So let's go in. Tiltil and Mittel have been walking a long time. They have a small bird in the cage. They think it might be the one. They have a few companions with them, the dog, the cat, a little flame of light who walks just ahead. They come to a forest, and the forest has been waiting for them. In Maeterlinck's play, the trees speak. The oak, the elm, the beech, the poplar, the pine, they each step forward and they remember. They remember every axe, every fire, every cart full of timber that came out of these woods. They remember the animals that humans hunted to nothing. And they look at Tiltil, a small boy from a village just like the ones that took everything, and they say, "This one too." The animals come forward. The wolf, the pig, the rabbit, the ass. They form a circle around the children. Maeterlinck is very small. She is crying. Tiltil is holding her hand. The oak raises what passes for an arm, and the forest moves in. Here is what I find remarkable about how Maeterlinck wrote this scene. The boy doesn't fight. He has a small knife. He drops it. He doesn't argue. He doesn't beg. He stands there with his sister and waits. It is the light, that small flame that has been walking beside them, who finally tells him to turn the diamond on his hat. He turns it. The hat is a kind of magic from earlier in the story. It lets him see things as they really are. And when he turns it, the trees become trees again. The animals become animals again. The circle dissolves. The forest is just a forest. That's the scene. Now I want to talk about what it means. If you read this scene quickly, you might think the lesson is magic will save you. But the diamond doesn't save him. He's already been saved by the time he turns it. Read it again. The forest closes in. The boy drops his knife. He stands there. He does not strike back. He does not run. He does not pretend it isn't happening. He just stays. And he stays soft. That is the part of the story I want to leave with you tonight. You have probably been in a forest like this. Not literally, but a room, a dinner table, a group chat, a meeting. A relationship where the temperature dropped one day and never quite came back. A workplace where you slowly realized that the people around you had decided something about you without telling you. And here is the thing nobody really teaches us how to handle. When other people turn cold, something in us wants to turn cold first. We want to harden, to get sharp, to stop caring before they can hurt us. It feels like protection. It is not protection. It is the forest becoming what the forest accused us of being. There is an idea that runs through a lot of contemplative writing. You find it in the Stoics, you find it in the Buddhists, you find it in the quieter parts of Christianity, you find it very gently in Maeterlinck's forest. It goes something like this. People can take many things from you. Time, trust, reputation, money, sleep. But the thing they cannot take unless you hand it to them is the part of you that stays kind. I want to be careful here. This is not the same as don't have boundaries. It is not let people walk over you. Til drops his knife, but he doesn't drop his sister's hand. He doesn't fight, but he also doesn't leave her there. Staying soft is not the same as being passive. It is choosing in the moment when the forest is closing in, not to become a tree. There is one more thing. In the play, Light is the one who saves him. And Light is described throughout the story as the most gentle of the companions. She doesn't shout. She walks ahead quietly and waits for him to notice her. I don't think that's an accident. The version of you that gets through these forests is not the loudest version. It's not the cleverest. It's not the one with the sharpest reply. It's the version of you that when the room turns cold, still answers in your own warmth. Not because the room deserves it, because that warmth is the part of you are not willing to lose. I want to leave you with one question tonight. You don't have to answer it now. You don't have to answer it ever. But carry it with you for a few days and see what comes up. Where in your life right now is there a forest closing in around you? Not asking you to fight it, not asking you to leave it. Just asking, what is the part of yourself you don't want this forest to take? That's all for tonight. If you're listening before sleep, you can let your eyes close now. If you're listening on a walk or making dinner or sitting somewhere on a train, just notice what the air around you feels like after this. You don't need to remember anything I said. Just one image. A child in a forest with a circle of shapes around him, dropping his knife. Staying soft, holding his sister's hand. Thank you for listening. I'll see you next time.